What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why I am getting The Expanse. And this is a series of videos I do where I look at an upcoming game and talk about whether I'm getting it, not getting it, or I'm somewhere in between. And for The Expanse, this is a game definitely for me, with a caveat, because there's actually a couple of things maybe working against the game, or that you would think, well, because I believe these things or think this, I wouldn't like this game. And the first is I know absolutely nothing about The Expanse. So that is one of the biggest, maybe like detractor things away from this entire game. I'm getting this game really for a couple primary reasons, one of which it's Deck 9 and it's Telltale. One that created some really good Life is Strange games in Deck 9, and the other Telltale, obviously, who have done some incredible things as well. It's really Telltale's return in a sense. I think Wolf Among Us will really be Telltale's grand return to everybody. I also just think Wolf Among Us is going to perform better, sell well, right, or sell more than The Expanse. And then the fact that it's episodic. I'm a huge fan of episodic games, and even back in the heyday of Telltale, I'm really kind of picking up where I left off, because when Telltale was going, and they didn't always make, the greatest games of all time, but when they were just firing them out there like every single month, I tried every single one. I watched my sister play the Back to the Future games. I actually never played them, but then Walking Dead on, and that would include games that were not very good, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Minecraft, I actually very much like the story mode. I did not like Game of Thrones. I didn't like the first season of Batman, but I did like season 2. Telltale was definitely all over the place, but I played every single one. I'd play season 2 of some of these games, like Minecraft story mode. I'm a big fan of episodic games. I kind of grew up almost in a way. I was older, for sure. I wasn't like a kid, but I kind of learned to love episodic games really through Don't Nod with Life is Strange, and really through Telltale with, I guess, primarily like The Walking Dead season 1, 2, Wolf Among Us. And those were the games that said, okay, well, pretty much any episodic game you're going to have to give at least consideration to buying. And ever since then, that's what I've done. So those are my main two things. The other side of things, again, The Expanse, I got no idea. I don't even know if it looks all that interesting to me, but at the same time, I trust the writing, and I have, I guess, faith that the writing can be good. But I'm going in kind of as an outsider. This is their chance, and I do imagine there's other people like me. I don't think I'm alone in this. I think this is their chance to get people into The Expanse. You don't always have to do the other way around where, okay, well, it's a game off of the show. It's a prequel to the show. And so, well, you're going to have to watch the show in order to kind of get the game. You don't always have to do that. You don't always have to get the TV show people to jump into the game. And in fact, most times you really don't do that. Most times it's the other way around. So I think there'll be other people like me that don't care, have never really put that much time and effort into considering what The Expanse is, but is willing to give it a try because of either the developers or episodic. And again, another thing with the episodic thing is actually the release schedule. So thank the Lord they finally learned. It took Telltale a while to do this, but having the game come out right July 27th, and then every 2 weeks, every episode 1 through 5 comes out. I think that's a brilliant idea. I think that's how you should do it. I would not be surprised at all if that's what the Wolf Among Us did. I think that's absolutely what that game will do. It's going to have DLC, which is a little odd. I don't really mind the whole, if you pre-order the game, I believe you can play each episode 24 hours early. I don't think that's a big deal. Pre-ordering is free, so they're not really stepping over any lines. The DLC thing is interesting, because do you need DLC to a 5-episode series? Is there going to be like a 6th episode, and you can only do that 6th episode with the DLC? Not sure if I like it, but if the game's good, well, of course I'd want to, have even more of it. But again, I'm going in fresh. I'm going in wanting them to tell me a good story with good characters, like get me to fall in love with this series. That should almost be the goal for people that have obviously never played this thing. Play the game, and then that will make you want to watch the show. And I think if they do that to some people, that would be considered a success. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. I will be covering this game as we get closer and closer, and I hope to see you guys there.